Hey, what's going on, everybody? As you know, I've been waiting on parts for this thing, and they are getting ordered. I got a couple more parts that came in. I picked up from Kiwi yesterday. And the base has been kind of mocking things up, and I'm to the point now where I can go ahead and take everything back apart. Uh, but there's been some changes, and we'll get that here in a little bit. So anyway, on the last video on this, I can't remember if I covered it or not. Mocked up the fuel lines, had that mocked in place. I also did some painting on some brackets and everything. And I was kind of messing with the alignment for the alternator. Still got to wait for the pulleys to come in. But that was one of the new things that came in today from Power Masters, or I should say, when I got picked up from Kiwis, a 97 amp alternator, one wire system. Kiwis want to keep things simple. So as I start tearing this back down, and we'll kind of discuss everything that's going to be going on. Now, where I pulled the rockers off this side, I kept the covers on because I usually keep these covered up. Don't like dust getting in it. But basically what we're doing now is I'm pulling the push rods out. I did some painting on some brackets. This is the extension relocation bracket for the coil for the high rise. I get it all painted up, ready to go. That way I don't have to do it on final assembly. Because I hate doing things last second and making sure stuff's going to fit. But I do like the way this came out. I'm really digging the black chrome. I'm getting ready to tear this side apart. Just trying to get my spring alignment, everything set up. And the brackets, the linkage. So that way there's no surprises when things go back together. All right, now we can remove the intake, get it out of the way. Now we're not going to be using the factory distributor or the one that's on this one. This was a later model block. So it's got single pickup electronic. Kiwi's going with an aftermarket system on this. Like I said, he's wanting to keep it simple and a little bit of eye candy. But it allows me to mock other things up. But the good thing is we can use these parts for future build, more of a stock build setup. let's get these push rods out. Now you're probably asking why I'm tearing all this back down. Like I said, there's been a change of plans, and this change of plans happened to be a cam. A lot of y'all were talking about the cam was too small for this motor, which it was. I mean, for street use, it would have been fine. And so Kiwi and I were talking about it from the beginning, and he decided now to upgrade the cam. So for all y'all in the comments in the early videos, you got your wish. And it's gonna be a roller setup now. So all this is coming back out, and just gotta wait for it to show up. Now, as far as the specifications of the cams, I'm gonna leave that a mystery until it gets here, but it's definitely going to enhance the power of this motor a lot. And good thing I didn't have this thing all the way together yet. So that way we're not having to redo gaskets and everything else. This is why I just like mocking things up until everything is exactly where it needs to be at. In this case, what he wants, what he doesn't want. And so let's continue. I'm gonna go ahead and start removing the lifters out of this thing. Now the good thing is, if you go back to the past videos, this motor was never actually ran first time it was put together. So I want to save these lifters. I want to save the cam. It can be used on a different type of build down the road. And like I said, when you're building on a budget, you save what you can save. So once I get all this tore back apart, as far as the cam and everything, I'll sit there and wipe everything down. Make sure there's like a light film oil still on it, and I'll wrap everything up. I just hope we get the new cam kit in time. If not, this will be going back in. But the good thing is that we are saving all the parts that originally came out of this motor, the rotating assembly, the rods, the pistons, the lifters, the cam. We have a V-body oil pan, stock alternator, and basically, you know, down the road, if we decide to do another 440, you know, on a different type of a build that where we need a little bit lower compression, you know, maybe for a turbo or whatever else, we've already got the parts here. And parts like that, I don't like getting rid of. And yes, this alternator is a tool pulley, even though for what we're going to be doing with it, you really could use one pulley, but you know, you think about future down the road, if something's going to be added to it, like air conditioning, power steering. So you already have it. Because like I said, this thing's getting set up to do no-name nationals with Kiwi's notchback Barracuda. And hopefully it might catch someone's eyes while it's there. And someone might want to buy the whole car and have it finished built by Kiwi. And if you haven't checked out Kiwi's page yet, go to Kiwi's Classics and Customs. He does really great work. always try to save the boxes that everything come out of until the build is over with and it's up and running, because you never know, you might have a situation to where something's not going to line up right, part's gone bad, and you have to sit there and package it back up and send it back to the manufacturer. It's always good to have the original box that it came in, along with the receipt. Now we are going to have to get some different pulleys. When I was showing you in other videos about things not lining up, and with us using the ATI balancer, the one that Kiwi got uses Box Chevrolet bolt pattern pulleys, and he talked with ATI the other day about it. They do make a balancer for the 440 to use the stock pulleys, but the rating is not as high for what we're doing. So we're better off with the balancer we have now. For the application, so as you can see here, it's a 3-bolt setup, and so now we just got to get some pulleys ordered and get them matched up. Let's go ahead and get this cam back out of here. Now a lot of times I'll leave the cam sprocket on there, especially when I'm pulling out. Sometimes I use a long bolt. Sometimes I'll leave it on there. Kind of makes it easier to get it out. But now we're basically tore down. As soon as the new cam lifters get here, I can get those installed. I'm probably gonna have to measure for new push rods. And so when all that comes in, we'll do a deal on measuring push rod length, how much to add on your preload. And, but yeah, sometimes you get real close to being done with it and plans change, which is a good thing in this case for this motor. I really want to see it produce the max horsepower that it can. And the good thing is, like I said, all the parts that came out of this motor basically were brand new. The cam was never ran, the lifters never ran, timing chain, all that's new. So we're gonna save all that. Like I said, I'm gonna wrap it all up, stash it away. Got all my parts painted I wanted to paint for now. Still gotta do the adjuster on the alternator. Well, like I said, the parts came out of it could be reused for another motor. So there's the crank, the pistons, the rods. But I still gotta get the pickup tube ordered for that. I need to get with Trans Depot. get that done. Like I said, we got to change the pulley configuration up. It's a waiting game. I'll get this covered back up. And remember, when you're doing builds, man, things change at the last second. If you know, and not get upset. In my case, it's all good because we talked about the cam early on, and so I look forward to showing up where I can get this the rest of the way together, and hopefully I might be able to find somebody to put this on their dyno machine and see what kind of numbers we can make off of it. If I can do it, great. If not, it's going to be what's going to be. We'll throw it in and fire it up. But hopefully, I got to get with this particular shop here, not too far from me, and see if I can schedule some time and see if it'll work with our schedule getting this thing together. So stay tuned. When the cam gets here, we'll go over the cam specs that are going in it, the roller setup, measuring for push rods, and we'll kind of take it from there. Done that, she's tore back down from the mock-up, and I'll see you down the road.